Hello, precious people. Kept saying I'm gonna go to bed, and then what had happened was just a short video, but it takes forever. Finding the right angle, finding the right words to say. Some of them are written on my screen over there. So, anyway, I just want to briefly encourage you tonight, and this is for those in the faith community. People have asked me to, talk about God and mental health, and there's a lot to say. But I will start with this, okay? Just need whoever has mental illness, I just want you to know that God is not ashamed of you. God loves you, and your recovery is important to Him, and He will help you find the right type of treatment. You really need to seek Him. You really need to ask Him, God, I'm struggling with this. What do I do? How do I get out of this? For some, He may tell you fast and pray. For some, He may say go to that deliverance minister, go to that healing service, go speak to your priest or your pastor, or get an accountability partner. For some, He may say go to the psychiatrist, go to the hospital. It's super important to God. Your healing is very important to God. We have to be healed in order to serve Him. And I'm not saying that you can't serve God when you're broken. I mean, we're all broken. We all have things that hinder us, right? That we all have wounds, scars, pain from the past, all that stuff, sin. God uses us, in His mercy, and it's to show His glory. It's to show that we're trophies of grace, But there comes a time in our lives where He wants to heal those wounds. Why? Because they hinder us. In the book of Leviticus, it talks about how the priest can't have any blemishes, any scars, anything like that. Even the animals that they sacrificed had to be pure, had to be without blemish or stain. So we have to get out of that shame-based mentality, right? Because it's not that God is ashamed of us, and that's why He doesn't want us to have scars. Jesus took the shame on the cross because He loved us. So now we can just freely accept His love and walk in His love. He's not ashamed of us, but our scars hinder us. It's like a doctor, if he's missing a hand, it's going to be hard to do the surgery, right? Unless it's like the left hand and he's a righty, but still, you get the point. It's the same with us. I've seen that when I have experienced more and more healing, I'm better able to minister to people. Why? Because my trust is in God, and I'm not being led by the flesh. The pain that I've experienced sometimes makes me act in the flesh, mostly subconsciously. I'll avoid certain people, or I'll pray a certain way that I really shouldn't be praying. Nothing like negative necessarily, but just, God may be calling me to intercede in a particular way, but because I've been hurt or something, I'm not going to be as objective. As a therapist, we call it countertransference. When the therapist has a reaction to something, it hinders our objectivity, so we're not able to say certain things or do certain things that we should be doing. We tend to act on our emotions or on our pain. Tonight God used me in a few different ways. And in the process and reflecting later, I realized that was part of the healing process for me. Because I started the process of recovery from certain things I've experienced, I was able to be obedient, I was able to be present, I was able to just serve God's people the way He was asking me to serve. And in the process, I realized that I was more healed than in the past, and it encouraged me to seek more healing. And it was like the 10 lepers, right, that got healed. All of them were healed, but only one of them came back to thank Jesus. So because of his gratitude, he was completely healed. So I think just my gratitude for the healing that I've already received has healed me on this whole new level that I can't even describe. It's like it just heals my soul, It encourages me to get better, and it's amazing. And, again, I just want to encourage you. I know there's a lot more healing to be done, but the process has started. And if you're in that process, or you've never begun that process and you're in need of help, I just want to encourage you with the words that God spoke to me once. I was in a very, very dark place, and I was very ashamed of myself for having to seek treatment. I was like, God, I didn't think I'd ever get back to this place again. And I really, felt like I hit rock bottom. And it's something that I'm still working on healing from, the trauma of that, of, just being in such a dark place. And God told me, I'm not ashamed of you. I love you, and your recovery is very important to me. So I just want to encourage you tonight. Don't be afraid to reach out for help. God loves you, and He's going to, help you find the right help. And we all need safe people in the church to talk to. A lot of people don't understand mental health. They're very well-meaning, but they just don't understand, and they can really do some damage. And I want to encourage you too, if you are on the other side, if you have a friend or family member that comes to you and they're struggling with mental health issues, don't shame them, please. Don't tell them that it's wrong to seek medication. Don't tell them, oh, you should do this, you should pray for this, you should do that. And, just don't. Just be there for them. If you don't understand, just ask them to explain it, Don't give them false hope either. Don't be like, oh, it's going to get better, because we're going to, pray it away. And yes, I believe in prayer. I'm a prayer warrior. I definitely believe in prayer. But sometimes you need help, Again, if you don't understand, ask the person themselves. And seek God on behalf of that person, You don't necessarily have to give an answer right away if somebody opens up to you. Seek God as to what to tell them if they're reaching out for help. Seek God as to how to pray for them, as to, what to do, what to say in that situation. It could be traumatic, very traumatic for people to hear that their loved ones are in pain or struggling with mental illness, but it's a reality, and we have to be able to open the dialogue about it, because if we're not allowed to talk about it, it just makes it worse. If we're not allowed to talk about our pain or our sin, it makes us act out even more. And then we get ashamed, and that's not okay. So, anyway, that's it for tonight. Thank you.